Hello viewers, welcome back to our channel Stock Dr. RR. Today we are going to discuss about Nasdaq, Dow Jones, S&P 500, Russell, and precious commodities gold and silver, and three important stocks: NVDA, SMCI, and SOXL. So before we go ahead and start our analysis, in case you have not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icon. You will get the notification of all future videos on this channel. Let's go ahead and first see the economic calendar. Uh, I have sorted by the important events. You can see on Tuesday we have durable good orders data, and Thursday we have GDP growth rate, and Friday we have core PC price index, personal income, personal spending, and Fed Chair Powell speech. So looking at this data, looks like Friday is kind of important day where you are going to see more data coming in. So let's go ahead and do our analysis. Let's open the trading view. This is the weekly chart of Nasdaq 100. You can see the futures are opened now, but futures are flat here. You can see now last Friday's closing, or you can say the last week closing, was exactly at the highest point. You can see the closing was at high point. The high was 18,700. Sorry, the close is at 18,564, but it made high of almost 18,700. But the closed was at 18,564. It closed exactly at the same price when it closed for the week starting on 4th of March and the week starting on 26th of Feb. So let's move ahead and change it to the day chart. So the day chart is here, and let's try to see what it's saying. So the day chart, if you see, here is some important things which we need to highlight. The first is this is a kind of inverted hammer where after a buying happened, the selling came and the stock closed near the low point of the day, not at the low point day, but near the low point of day. And on Friday it closed with a doji pattern, which was an indecisive pattern. So looks like Nasdaq 100, if it cross 18,600, then we can see the fast rally. Otherwise, we need to wait and to see what is the market direction. So let's unhide the drawing and see. So this is the chart, and let me change it to the 4-hourly chart here. And if you can understand from this, it says that I need to wait. Either it can come to 18,500, which is the first support, and then you can see here 18,300 is the second support, right? So 18,500 and 18,300 are the two support points which we can take as a reference, and you can see the target should be 18,700 and 18,900. Meaning, if the Nasdaq 100 can correct before a next up move, then it can correct up to 18,500 or 18,300, and it might reverse again from 18,300 or from 18,500, and the targets are 18,700 and 18,900. If it breaks and sustains below 18,300, then we will talk about the downside, and the downside targets are 18,050 and 17,775. These are the two downside targets. If you see, as I mentioned, the weekly chart was strong, but daily chart was showing some of the indecisive candles. So, we need to wait and watch and see whether if it cross below 15,500 or it reverse from here and start going for 18,700 and 18,900. So this was about Nasdaq 100. If we go ahead and see the Dow Jones, for the Dow Jones, I want to show you the weekly chart first. This is the weekly chart of the Dow Jones, and you can see the Dow Jones closed at the highest point of the week, right? that was around closed at 39,800. It closed around that, which was the highest since the weeks before it. If we change it to the day chart and if we change it to the 4 hourly chart, then you can see the 4 hourly chart gave some fall, and now I can see that 39,700 and 39,500 are the two important supports for the Dow Jones. Either it can come here and start going up, or it can come to 39,500 and start going up for the targets of 40,000. 40,000 is the important target for Dow Jones. So we need to see if it again travel back to the 40,000, and once it cross 40,000, then next targets are coming are 40,400 and 40,600 are the two upside targets. After it breaks 40,000, then 40,400 and 40,600. On the downside in the Dow Jones will be only below 39,500. Once it breaks 39,500, then we can talk about 39,200 and 38,900. These are the two downside targets for Dow Jones. If we talk about S&P 500, let's move it into weekly chart first. Let's hide the drawing. And this is the weekly chart. You can see it again closed at the highest point of the week. If we convert it into day chart, the day chart shows that Friday it paused its upside on the Friday with a kind of 0.3% down. If we convert it into 4 hourly chart and we unhide our drawing and reset the price scale, and you can see here for S&P 500 we are having important support of 5250 and 5200. So either market can come here and take support and start traveling back to 5325 and 5375, or it can take support at 5200 and start traveling for upside. These are the two possibilities for the upside, or it can start traveling now itself for the upside. The downside for this index will be below 5200. If it starts trading below 5200, then you can see 5150 and 5100. Looking at current data, it looks like market might take a small correction, which could be healthy for the further upside into the market. Then let's talk about the next index, that is Russell 2000. Let me unhide the drawing and let me correct the chart here. This is a weekly chart. See, it is correct. It is facing multiple supports, resistance near this, and you can see here. So 2100 is a very important resistance I'm seeing for this index. You can see here it was around 2100. I think if it breaks 2100 again, then you are going to see a very huge upside in this index, because if you unhide the drawing, you can see here these were the tops, the trend line channel. You can see here this trend line channel is got a breakout here, and it is continuously hovering above this breakout. The breakout is from here, right? This trend line resistance, it got a breakout, and then it is continuously trading above that breakout. That means something is cooking here. It is waiting for again a big major move. So let's discuss with the levels to understand when we can expect the further upside and where. So the further upside should be for the targets of 2130 and 2200. But when it will come? It will come once it starts trading above 2100 again. 2100, 2100. If it starts trading above 2100, you are going to see 2130 and 2200. If it doesn't sustain above 2100, then you can see a small correction towards 2071, and again it can show some upside from this number for this targets. We will talk about the downside only if it starts trading below 2070. If it starts trading below 2070, then we will talk for the downside for the targets of 2045 and 2025. This was about S&P 500. Then we will talk about the precious commodities, gold and silver. This is the chart of gold. Let's correct it. For the gold, you can see here, gold is at a very important point now. You can see this weekly chart, how nicely it has formed. And you can see here continuously it is getting a resistance below 2200, right? You can see here 2200 here, 2200 here, here, and then this point. So on the weekly chart, it's very clear that once it breaks 2200, then you are going to see a big upside of 2250 and 2300. But let's go ahead and see the exact uh, levels for the short duration. So for short duration, you can see here 2185. Here we have marked the levels at 2185. So it says that once it crosses above 2185, then you can see the level of 2250 and 2325. And there is a second support around 2100. Means if it starts trading below 2100, then we can talk about the downside target of 2021 and 1975. This means 2100 is a big support for the gold. If any correction comes in a gold, then that can come till 2100 and gold should start trading upside from there. Or the second condition is at 2185. If it starts trading about 2185, then you can get these two upside target of 2250 and 2325. Now let's talk about the silver. Silver gave a very good rally in last couple of weeks, you can say. It had a very important support around 22.25, and from there it went high till $26. And now let's convert it into the 4-hourly chart and try to understand the levels of the silver. So this says silver is trading near the important support between 25 and 24.50. This is an important support area, 24 to 24.50. Once it starts trading above 25, then again it can reclaim for the targets of 26.25. And once it breaks that successfully, then you are going to see bigger targets in coming sessions. Then the first is 27.50, and then you can have the target of ultimate target of $30. When will be the downside in the silver? If silver starts trading below 24.50, then we can talk about the downside target of 24 and 23.50. Now, it's a time to discuss about three major stocks, SMCI, NVDA, and SOXL. So this is the SMCI chart. This is the weekly chart here. Okay, you can see here, this is the weekly chart, this is the monthly chart. In monthly chart, you can see there is some rejection came from 1225 high. It came around 972. You can see how fast it went. In January, it was up by 86%, in February by 63%, and in March, it is up by 12%. If we see the weekly chart, we are seeing some of the red candles on the weekly chart. And if we see the day chart, you can see it is trying to gain the upside momentum again. So if we convert it into the 4-hourly chart, my view is very clear on this particular script that unless it doesn't start trading and sustaining above $1,000, we should avoid this stock. Once it starts trading and sustaining above $1,000, then you are going to see $1,100 and $1,200 again. Now, if it doesn't start trading above 1,000, then the second support is coming around 920. So this is the channel. it might trade for between the 1000 and 920 for few days, and either it may give a upside or a downside. If it gives a upside, then if it trades above 1000, then these are the two upside target. But if it starts trading and sustaining below 920, then you can expect a target of 850 and 800 in coming sessions. So this was about SMCI. Now we are going to discuss two more important stocks, the NVDA and SOXL. So NVDA gave a very nice rally, and on last Friday it was up by almost 3%. So for the NVDA, it shows me very clearly that it is just following this nice trend line channel, support line. You can see here it is respecting it very well. This is ascending line. And now I see here that whoever is holding the NVIDIA, they should see that 840 is a very good support for this stock. This stock will again try to reclaim the level of, it had the high here, and I think psychologically it should hit 1000 in coming sessions unless it doesn't break 840. If it breaks and sustain below 840, then I am seeing the very first target of 800. And then if it breaks 800 and sustain below that, then I'm seeing the number of 720 also on the cards. But the 840 is a very important level of NVIDIA now. Unless it doesn't break below that, one should hold it very strongly. The next stock we have is SOXL. The SOXL, for me, the chart is very clear. SOXL is having a very good support around 45. You can see here it has a very good support. First support is coming around 45 and second support is coming around 46 now. So you can see here the second important support is coming around 40. So I think one should see how this stock is trading near those numbers. If it is trading and sustaining above 45, then you can see the target of 40, 52 and 60 in coming sessions. And if it trades below 45, then again the next support is coming around 40. You can see here. And downside, we will talk about downside on SOXL only if it starts trading and sustaining below $40. So if it stays below $40, then you can see the level of 36 and 32 in the downside. If it breaks below $40, if we break below $40, then you can see the level of 36, which let me mark in a red, 36 and 32 for the downside. Yeah, so this was it, my friends, about those important levels in the market. I hope you learned something out from these levels, and you can take your wise decision about trading and investing in stocks related to these indexes and the stocks SMCI, NVIDIA, and SOXL. Last but not least, if you have not subscribed to this channel, go ahead, subscribe to this channel, and let's learn and earn together. Thank you, my friends. You have a good one.